10 huge EastEnders spoilers for next week from the 20th to the 23rd of January 2025. What's coming up on Albert Square? 1. The Knights speak out. Still shacked up at Sonia's house, Cindy feels insecure about who to trust and continues to screen Peter's phone calls. However, she's handed yet another problem when Rice asks her to find somewhere new to call home. Meanwhile, Peter feels worried for his mum's welfare and snaps at Kathy. Later, Ian shares a heart-to-heart with Cindy and persuades her to make a visit to the Vic. Once she arrives, Elaine, George and Gina club together and lay out their true feelings. 2. Sonia makes a choice. With Sonia's trial finally underway, Martin, Jack and Rice make their way to the court to show their support. But it's not long before Rice makes a scene that has huge consequences. Afterwards, Sonia is determined to put her unborn baby first and makes a decision of her own. What does she have in mind? 3. Ian is duped. As the Knight family weigh up Ian's motives, Gina and Anna encourage their dad to share his thoughts with Cindy. At first, Ian refuses to let his love rival visit his wife, but Elaine leaps into action and enacts a plan to lure him to the pub as a distraction. Ian is quick to realize that he's fallen for a trick, but events take a heated turn when he discovers George trying to turn Cindy against him. As the two men face off against each other, George suddenly lashes out at Ian. 4. Rice breaks down. At the storage unit, Reese unravels in front of Bianca and reveals the truth about her sister's plight. Naturally, Bianca finds it difficult to process the sudden turn of events and tries to persuade her captor to confess all. Rice then readies himself to leave the lockup, but Bianca stages one last-ditch attempt to stop him. 5. George makes a shock discovery. After his dramatic run-in with Ian, George returns home and makes a dash for the barrel store to relieve his anger. Elaine follows close behind, but the couple make a discovery that sends them both into a spin. Later in the week, tension builds between George and Elaine as they lay blame at one another's feet. They eventually decide to question Anna and Gina, but are they on the right track? 6. Ruby takes action. Having reunited with her former flame, Ruby starts to feel jealous about Martin's closeness with Stacy. Unaware of his girlfriend's feelings, Martin hears about Eve and his ex-wife's new business idea and decides to set up a meeting with the council to help them out. Later, Ruby breaks the happy news that Roman is set to be discharged from hospital, but Martin is distracted by his many competing priorities. His stress hits a high point when he finds out that his council meeting has been brought forward, which leads Ruby to step in and help. However, her good intentions lead to trouble when she ends up in an argument with Councillor Barker. 7. Bianca concocts a plan. More desperate than ever, Bianca informs Rice that she has come up with an idea. Initially, it seems as though she is making progress, but the grand plan falls apart when Bianca slips up and comes out with a few wrong words. Back in the square, Ruby offers some friendly advice to Rice, which leads him to make an important decision. Meanwhile, Jack and Martin watch on as Sonia braces herself to accept her fate, before Rice shows his face at the last moment. 8. Anna overhears a secret chat. With tensions still high, Anna and Gina's relationship with George and Elaine shows signs of strain. However, there's another shock on the way when Anna overhears Harry and Gina in the midst of a clandestine conversation. What are they hiding? 9. Nicola sets up a double date. While Jack and Denise continue to hide their feelings, Nicola is set on stirring the pot between Teddy and Sharon. With her ex-husband back from his romantic spa trip, Nicola invites both him and Sharon to join her and Jack for drinks. The foursome meet up at the Vic, but it's not long before Nicola has reason to feel embarrassed by her antics. 10. Nigel is concerned. In the cafe, Phil is far from himself when Callum returns to Walford after his trip to America. Soon afterwards, Nigel and Callum work together to arrange a belated birthday party for Phil, but Nigel rows back on the plans when it becomes apparent that his old pal isn't up for celebrating his special day.
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của EastEnders Spoiler TV. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn.